time we're supposed to be having harvest. Because people could not access their farms, no cultivation, nothing went on last year. Look at the resultant effect. And to open borders is to worsen the situation. Nigeria is supposed to take measures to make sure that they produce enough to feed itself and even export. Any country that cannot feed its populace, I think they have failed in primary responsibilities.
Okay.
Food security is primary. And the other security of life and property is primary in government. Any other thing you are doing is secondary. They should stop all these jamborees that are going about. They are talking about sharing palliatives, doing this. Personally, I have not seen any. I have not seen any. I think
So,
we all
so
of
how many
us,
people, where do you get what to share to
all of
over
us
200 million people?
all of us need palliative. We are suffering. Even I was discussing with somebody yesterday. I said that no single worker in Nigeria is being paid salary because once your salary cannot buy anything for you, you are not being paid salary. A bag of rice is about 7,000. 7,000. But some people are being paid less than 50,000. Minimum wage is 30,000. And the government is busy engaging in frivolous activities instead of facing the real business, traveling here and there, doing all sorts of collecting loans without investing in the real sector of economy to make sure that the economy of this country is better, that Nigerian populace are being fed. It's a very serious issue. It's just like a time bomb.
It is.
Government should do anything to address it.
Let's see what we can do to address it. Amandi, this issue of calling for the opening of borders to bring in food, how do you see it?
Opening of borders to bring in food is not even our problem. Our problem is insecurity. Nigeria have massive land where we can cultivate our foods. Even in Anambra State here, there are some areas where we can invest in agriculture. Agricultural investment is one of the things that will grow the economy of this country. When we invest in agriculture, there will be food. There will be security of life. So opening of border is not our problem. Nigeria is big enough. Even to open border is not to export, to bring in goods now. A 40-feet container is about is over 20 to 25 million naira now. So you see that our problem is not the opening of the border. Our problem is let the federal government align with the state government and invest in agriculture. When we invest in agriculture, there will be no need of opening of borders because we cultivate, we have rice. Most of our natural resources like rubber, we have it here. So there's no need to open the border. We also have cotton. We produce cotton here in Nigeria. So when there is proper investment in the agricultural sector, there will be low cost of food, and there will be low scarcity of food. Food will be surplus in this country, and it will be affordable that even the poor of the poor can afford that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's a whole lot of things to talk about, but let's see. Some of these things are, these stories are also trending in the newspapers. So let's get to the pages of the front pages of the papers we have available to see exactly what is trending. The first paper is the Nation's newspaper. On the front page of the Nation newspapers, I have this story. The Tinubu governors agree on state police, war on food crisis. Okay, with some riders there, states get note to strengthen forest guards in battle against bandits and kidnappers. It does appear they really know, like I said, where the problem is coming from. Okay, let's look at the highlights of that meeting that was held yesterday between the president and the governors. The highlights here says payment of arrears of workers and pensioners' salaries. Pensioners, and then paying of salaries too. Okay. Number 2, work with federal government on modalities for state police. And number 3, cooperate with security agencies to prevent hoarding of food. Number 4, make welfare prosperity of people a priority. And then number 5, taking firm action to stop out-of-school case phenomenon, which of course they are scared that these children that are out of schools that breed the aboru that will lead the protest or whatever. Otherwise, we're talking of food and we're talking of school. No be person where chop belly food go school. Okay. Do we still have another story coming from there? Yes, no quick fix for spiraling inflation, says experts. So that even this meeting they're doing cannot handle the inflation. That's what experts are saying. As the rate rises, that's the rate of inflation rises to 29.90%. Very scary. Very, very scary. Okay, NATO threatens to stop lifting petrol from depot. NANS tackles ASU on student loan scheme. A whole lot of issues coming up now. CBN asks banks to withhold IOC's export proceeds for 90 days. Wow. Okay, let's look at another paper, which is the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper. Banner headline there, insecurity, Tinubu governors agree on state police. Okay. Let's see how it goes, because I know that has been trending for some time now. And down here we have CBN bars immediate reparation of all IOC's forest earnings. And I think I saw somewhere where they were asking people to start changing their dollar account, their domiciliary account to Naira account, whatever they mean by that. I think it's bank that is saying this. Whatever they mean by that, I don't know. 3.5 billion Naira scandal, Peter Obi 6 probe of LP campaign funds. Okay, Nigeria is hungry due to Tinubu's shambolic economic policies. You know where the problem is coming from? You beat around the bush. Okay. The other paper, the next paper now is the Delhi Independent. Delhi Independent, please. NBA rise Tinubu over insecurity, says Nigeria under siege. What was the role of the NBA during the election? I think they were even partisan. Okay, no problem, let's go. And then the writer there say, worried bloodshed now daily occurrence, and then sending fear to citizens. I'm a local. Okay, that story is coming from this paper. Assault on Tinubu over insecurity, hardship will soon be over. This is coming from Ganduje. That one is talking again. Assault on Tinubu over insecurity and hardship will soon be over. Let's see the magic they will do. Khan urges support for citizens facing hardship, emphasizes compassion. We will diversify Bayelsa economy in second term, says Diri. Okay. Another story, do we still have stories coming here? Sanwo-Olu flags off Lagos market trader money, distributes 750 million naira to 15,000 beneficiaries. Now let's get that again. Sanwo-Olu flags off Lagos market trader money, distributes 750 million naira to 15,000 beneficiaries. And when they get the money, where would they see the food items to buy? Because I heard that the North is locking their gates. Nobody comes here to buy. Okay, Falana asked court to order federal government to provide free education for primary, junior, secondary school students. Okay, 60 reps want Nigeria returned to parliamentary system. All these stories are coming from the Delhi Independent, the front page of the Delhi Independent. We don't have much paper, so let's exhaust all of them, and then we start talking. The last paper this morning is the Daily Times. Daily Times newspaper. A fuel crisis looms as tanker owners are set to stop lifting petrol Monday. Which of the Mondays? Okay, 2 days coming. Okay, fuel crisis looms as tanker owners set to stop lifting petrol Monday. Tinubu gives in on state police, blames others for food crisis. Okay, and then federal government signs performance bond to boost transport sector. CBN hikes exchange rates. I see the odds. CBN hikes exchange rate for cargo clearance. And some of these things that are being cargoed and clearing is food stuff. And you are hiking the exchange, you beat and you go around to ask who is beating. Federal government to settle $2.16 billion outstanding debt to gas producers. All these are the stories you'll find on the front page of the Daily Times. Gentlemen, we have talked about this food crisis, but I think we'll have to go back based on the outcome of this meeting between the president and the governors yesterday evening. So, Tinubu governors agree on state police and war on foods. With this template that I read out, that was the outcome of the meeting. Do you see that meeting being fruitful, Jacobs?
Well, I think if they can implement that agreement, it will help to improve the security of this nation. Because major problem we have in the issue of security, that governors are chief security officers of their state, but they don't have the real power to control. They are mere being given, they are given by word of mouth, they are chief security officers. But in action, they are not. If there are certain issues that need to be addressed immediately by the governors, they will now start to seek for permission from Abuja. By the time they will get the permission, things have gone bad, which is not what it's supposed to be. Governors should be in charge of the security of their state, control the police. And you know that if you have state police, the indigenes of the state will be employed. They know the terrain. Or like now, if you employ somebody in Oka here as a police officer in Anambra State, he knows the terrain of Oka. He knows everything about Oka. Even he knows the criminals in Oka. Do you get the point I'm making? And by the time you engage the locals as police, they will do a better job. Look at vigilante, what they are doing. Despite that they don't have power, they don't have reusable arms. Police are using them now to arrest. And they are succeeding. Police are afraid now to go into the hinterland to arrest. They use vigilantes, showing you that state police will work.
Okay, are you saying everything about the state police will work? Let me come to you, Monday. What about usurping of powers by the state governor? Because that has been the reason they are giving all this why they don't want to have state police, that the governors might want to use them against their opponents or whatever. So do we still consider this one based on what is on ground now?
No, we shouldn't. I believe that 2 weeks ago I was in this studio and I mentioned that the two major problems that we have in this country, or problems rather, are insecurity and inflation. Now, I also stated that state policing will help to curb insecurity in this country. Now, how? It will help in employment. There is no way a state, if this should be applied in, let's say, in about a month or 2 months' time, we believe that a state can employ up to at least 5,000 personnel into the state policing. Some can be, they can sit at a beer parlor, sit there, you listen, you get information. These are the minor functions or the parts of another aspect in this state policing. So for the governors to use them to fight their opponents is not an ideal, because even the governors we know are using police officers, are using touts, are using citizens to fight their opponents from time immemorial.
Okay.
So this one will help to curb insecurity. It will bring insecurity to its minimum tendency. Then people will be employed. And once someone is employed, the person will know that, yes, the government has given me, and that is now time for me to give back to the government or to give back to the society. Whatever thing, there will be informations going around. There will be informations. And you know that in this state police, they are the members, just like the vigilantes. They know the hideouts. They know the routes of all these criminals, and they know them in persons, of which most of these police officers or some security agencies don't know their hideouts, don't know their territory, how this a particular territory functions. So this state policing is a welcome idea, and
Okay.
it has to be implemented with in no just time. Let's say in the next 1 month, let it be that it has been implemented.
Okay. Thank
Just
you
to
very
lend
much.
a voice,
Let's,
to lend a voice to what is the issue of fear of governors abusing the police, state police. By the time you package the legislation to control police, you can remove certain control, like issue of appointment of officers of the police from governors.
and give it to who?
I give it to the maybe House of Assembly, or have a committee.
A commission.
A commission that handle it.
Okay.
And by the time they know they don't have power to appoint, but you have a commission in the state from citizenry, maybe committee of Igwes and the rest of them. Before you be appointed, you make sure that
Okay, like we have police service commission. Okay. There are a whole lot. We know what to do. It's just that corruption will not let us do it. Okay, let's see how we can take this these points one after another. Payment of arrears of workers and the pensions, salaries. You know, pensioners' salaries. This is one of the highlights of that meeting. So they said that this is why some people are suffering. There's hunger in the land. There's no food to buy, and there's no money to buy the available one. Okay, so this is what do you call it? The template that the governors have been given to ensure that we don't have this food crisis and hunger in the land will not continue. Okay, the third one, we have seen the second one, which is the state police. The third one says cooperate with security agencies to prevent hoarding of food. Let's talk about that one, Jacob.
This issue of hoarding of food, when you produce surplus, the hoarders will, how can you hoard when there is enough in the market? When you are hoarding, you know, food items have it can perish at any time. Why will you hoard? When there is when you produce surplus and there's enough in the market, who will not hoard? It's not when you sell, you go and buy another one. If you hoard and maybe in this season, you are hoarding to say by next season they produce more and more and more. We have more than enough to feed the populace and to export. When you hoard, you lose. By the time it perish in your hand, you are losing.
Okay, but if you are hoarding, what
So
is
the
the
problem, the only
essence
thing,
of hoarding?
no, the problem is that we don't have enough.
That is just it.
That's the problem. How did we have enough? Who we hoard?
And for you to prevent me from hoarding, were you part of the process
Even
of my
to me that
production?
there's no need to fight hoarders. Fight food insecurity. Provide enough. Give farmers enough
That is
space
it.
to operate.
Were you part of the production? I cannot finance everything and then you tell me how to hoard it, how to keep it,
No.
whether to hoard it or not. So this is where they come
So
in.
the government should give enough opportunity to farmers, give them create a level environment for them to produce enough. Then they have the silos for government to buy directly from farmers. If the government have silos, enough silos in this state, and store the food by themselves, make sure that there is stability in pricing throughout the year. The others will lose.
The hoarders will lose. What about establishment of farm settlements? As a baby, I know that one of my uncles was working. That's a government-owned settlement.
When the
so that
government,
the government own this land and they produce this food, not
when the
individuals
government
now.
gave attention and priority to food security of the country, that's what the mindset of the leaders then. They want to feed the populace, and they take measures. But this present government, they are interested in oil money. how they share it, and even at the end of the day, they snatch it away. Okay, imagine the salaries for workers that are being instructed to pay. Any government that cannot pay salary should resign.
And stop giving excuses.
Stop giving excuses. Salary of workers. What are you then doing? And you can't pay pensioners. How can you just finance other projects?
And they collect their own salary.
And you collect your own salary. Even some of them give themselves pension. And you are not paying workers salary. You are calling yourself you are a governor, sitting governor.
Okay. Okay, let's look at the next one. Imande, make welfare, prosperity of people a priority. You know, how will you prosper the people, provide enabling ground, I mean, for people to get to prosper, give contracts to locals, you know, this and that, do a whole lot of things
there are
to
a lot
ensure
of opportunities.
that's prosperity in the land. Yes, Imande.
Nigeria is blessed. Likewise, the citizens. Now, for us to engage in this, the question is, will they implement it? Because at the end of the day, the big wigs will say hijack this particular thing about the welfare of a thing. They would like to give it to their brothers, they would like to give it to their relatives, they would like to give it to people, friends, and people around them. Forgetting that these local ones that produce, that can handle this, are the people that will make the economy prosper. And at the end of the day, are you telling us about the welfare when petrol, when we cannot even afford petrol in our own country? It is not, there will be no prosperity in the welfare aspect of it, because even after doing the job, you still spend the money. Then you cannot even afford, you cannot even, food is not even affordable. What you buy in the market today, go to the market the next day, the price has doubled. So the aspect that should come first before the welfare is making sure that things are affordable in the country. Then that is when the welfare of the people can now be retained, can now be observed, can now be prosperous. That is the thing. Because even if you invest, just as one of the writers in Daily Times stated that Sanwo-Olu is about to give about 750 million naira to 15,000 people. That's about 50,000 naira each. That's the traders. What can they buy with 50,000 naira in this?
Not even a bag of rice.
Not even a bag in this economy. So it's nothing. The best thing to do is organize the economy. Let things that will make the welfare prosperous be affordable.
Okay.
That is where to start.
All right, thank you very much. Jacobs, from this 5-point agenda that we have seen now, it does appear it's an express instruction being given by the president to the governors. Now, I ask, what is the role of the federal government in all of this? Because these instructions are given to the governors to go home to your state and carry them out. So what is the role of government to ensure that this food crisis is tackled? Let's join that question with this one, where Articles 8 say that Nigerians are hungry due to Tinubu's shambolic economic policies. So you don't you made a very harsh economic policies against the people, and you are now telling me to go and clean your mess. Do you understand? You just came in and said that you have removed fuel subsidy, and you went around to say Naira have been devalued. And this is just the key point why we're having these problems. Why are you looking for solutions?
That from beginning, the current administration in the center started at the very faulty note. Because we agreed that subsidies should be removed. Everybody agreed. But you have to do it in a very systematic way, not to harm the people. You can do it in stages. Not just coming out in a day and say subsidy removed, Naira allowed to float. And by the time you know it, everything crumbled because no arrangement was put in place to checkmate all these things. He has no plan at all. The only thing I've seen that this government have no blueprint. They were campaigning, going about, talking about winning power, winning the presidential election, getting power, and go to, but no plan.
Winning or snatching? Which one?
Well, whichever way, they have declared them winners of the election.
Okay.
But the problem is that from onset they have no plan
Okay.
on how to lead this country. So even in instructing the governors are elected like him, the executive of their states. They know what to do. The president is supposed to instruct them on what to do. The governor should take care of the welfare of the Indians or the each state that are governing. The governor should even do better for the citizens of the country in their state. Do you get the point I'm making? So that they will even win the heart of the people. If they come out tomorrow to fight for president, say what you did in your state actually endeared us to you. They market it to other states that he did well, and his work will speak for him. Not the president giving them that instruction. They should not even for him to instruct them, and if they carry it out because the president says they have even failed on their own as elected executives.
Okay. For want of time, let's look at this last story here. Fuel crisis looms as tanker owners set to stop lifting petrol Monday. This is one story that comes in every month. There is no month you will not hear this story. I don't know who is fooling who.
You know, in the past administration, the former president was also the Minister for Petroleum. And funny enough, this present administration, our current president is also the Minister for Petroleum. Now you keep wondering, why should it be so? Now, the tanker drivers saying about this oil lifting, then I keep asking, what about the Dangote refinery that they promised that will be functional from December? What about the Port Harcourt refinery that we were told will be functional before Christmas?
So you find that the refinery yesterday said that once they start refining, that their products will be exported.
No, yes, we know all this, but I'm asking. They gave us this assurance that even the past administration commissioned Dangote refinery, but they're not refining anything. Now we find out that the problem is from our leaders. They don't fulfill to their promises. I was even thinking that by now that Port Harcourt refinery should have started functioning. This is the second month this is the second month of the year, and there is no sign, there is no news about Port Harcourt refinery anymore. And please, I want to divert a bit to the Nation newspaper where the federal government said that to take out school children to bring them back to school.
Because we don't have time again.
How can you take them back to school when these public schools are not affordable? In this country, is not affordable. A public school, for that matter, a state-owned school, a federal-owned school is not affordable. And you're telling us that you want the out-of-school children to go back to school. It's not possible, because because parents cannot afford to pay the fees. Even in the higher institution, you keep asking that. I thought you keep asking why these fees are being increased, when at the end of the day, that parents will not be able to afford the fees. So the government should first of all make the fees affordable before saying that they want out-of-school children to go back to school.
Okay. People give free education.
Okay. We have free education in Anambra State.
I mean, the federal government should give free education.
If they don't know what to do, they should come and copy from Anambra State.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Ifechukwu Dan Jacobs, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, the presenter. Viewers, thank you for giving us your time.
Okay, and thank you, Imandi Ezanago, also a public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you for watching. This is where I will draw the curtain on this week's edition of Press Review. A fresh package will come to you Monday morning. My name is Sijama. So have a good day.